Okay, y'all, buckle up, because today we're going to be talking about Miss Deborah Crankin. To put it bluntly, Deborah is a black transgender woman, just like me, but she has weaponized her identity and scammed over $350,000 from people. And if you click the link in her bio, you can see that she has 2 GoFundMes, right? Wrong. She actually has 9 GoFundMes. 9!
Hey, catch a bag, you know what I'm saying?
This is on the GoFundMe app. And if you add the totals of all 9 of her GoFundMes, she has raised over $350,000. And not only has she raised this much money, but she acts like she has made no progress.
In December, I fundraised for Debbie's transition. Last month, I dedicated 100% of my creative fund earnings to Debbie's transition. This is Debbie, and she needs our help. She's fundraising for her medical transition. On top of donating 100% of my creator fund to Debbie, I also donated everything I made from brand deals. I'll do your advertisements in exchange for 100% of my pay, also going to Debbie. 'Tis the season for giving. All evidence aside, this is what, for me, confirms that she's a scammer.
This seals the deal. Debbie is scamming. Her Reddit account.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Debbie. I'm currently looking for tips on how to crowdfund an, Indiegogo campaign for a project that utilizes virtual and augmented reality. It appears like what? It seems like from the tips that I see online that people that really have success on these platforms have already built up a base of fans somewhere else for launching, blah, blah, blah. I don't believe that this is the only way people can reach their goals in time. Okay. Looking into grants. Do you have any tips? Yada, yada, yada. Okay, so she's apparently 227 days ago, so like almost a year ago, or two-thirds of a year. She wanted to get money to invest into like VR porn.
Account was found, and she was asking for tips on how to raise $200,000 for a music project. She is
music? I thought it was like VR.
Now asking for $250,000 for her transition and survival.
Okay. Okay, somebody messaged him about like, oh, you might be scamming somebody, and then she blocked them. Okay.
She cut ties with me after I reached out to her to give her a chance to explain herself. If you've donated to her on GoFundMe, you may have a chance to get it back. I try to be thorough in my research whenever I try to help someone. And as an influencer, I have a greater responsibility than the rest of you to make good judgments. I too fell for it. What's hardest for me is thinking about all the people who donated to her directly because they saw what I was doing to help her. And many of you who have donated your time and money are in similar positions that I am, where we struggle most months to get by. That said, please do not allow Debbie's scam to dissuade you from helping other trans people in need. This is not the typical occurrence that many radical feminists are making it out to be, who have predatorily latched onto this story, and particularly Debbie's abusive behaviors toward her supporters, to discredit and abuse trans women. I will be coming on with Aunt Karen later to discuss this more in depth. And to those of you who've reached out to make sure if I'm okay, I will be fine.
Interesting. Very interesting. So what is this content creator's name so that we could put him on blast a little bit? That's crazy. You know, it's so interesting because I remember seeing that a while ago and I saw them raising money. And I forget what it was, but I was like a bit skeptical about it. Let's see.
Fundraising to support myself as I'm pursuing the remainder of my medical transition and starting a new life in a new city after moving across the country in 2020 to...
Wait, okay, is this an explanation video?
Hey everyone, my name is Debbie and I'm a transgender woman.
Wait, so
Hey everyone, my name is Debbie, and I'm a transgender woman fundraising to support...
Wait, what the fuck? Oh, you know what it was? I saw the videos, and I'm like, why would you need $250,000? I feel like that might be too much. Maybe I would, but I was like, maybe I'm wrong. But like, I felt like 250 grand was excessive for surgery. I was like, that seems like a little too much. Wait, so what exactly is happening now? Are they... Let's watch them in like reverse order. Let's see. Urgent. And now they're asking for an additional amount of money. So this is on top of everything else? Is that what they're saying? Wait, how much surgery cost? Okay, gender reassignment surgery are expensive. Bottoms can cost about 25 grand. Tops can cost about 10 grand. So that's 35 grand. Facial and body, okay, are costly. Facial and body contouring are costly. So let's just say let's say 40 grand. Like, let's just be reasonable. Maybe 40 grand. They're asking for $250,000. That's insane. Jesus Christ. Like, you get a simple Google search. Like, how much does it cost? It's like not even close. Even if we were going to say $50,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, holy fuck. You know? Because, like, top surgery, bottom surgery, some kind of facial hair thing. Like, a lot of times they, like, augment the voice box. You know, there's a lot of different things that they might do. They might actually, like, do plastic surgery on the face to make people look more passable. You know, maybe get rid of the Adam's apple. Let's just say 50,000, 60,000. But, like, we're far beyond that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, holy Jesus Christmas. Let's see.
Hey everyone, my name is Debbie, and I'm a transgender woman fundraising to support myself as I'm pursuing the remainder of my medical transition and starting a new life in a new city after moving across the country.
So they added more to it. So now it's not just transition, it's moving. But, like, not to be an asshole, how much money do you need to, like, so it's one thing to say, like, hey guys, I need like 50 grand for all my transitions, and then I also need, let's say you needed 10 grand to move. There's no reason to ask for $245,000. Like, now you're asking me to put like 2 down payments on 3 houses. You know what I mean? That's more than like, hey guys, I could use like 5 grand to help me move. You know? But I feel like you're not going to be doing too much moving after you get your transition surgery. Like, are they moving specifically to a spot to help them get the surgery? Where are they going to go? Are they even going to do it in America, or are they going to go somewhere else where it's like a lot cheaper, but, you know, probably the protocols aren't as good? You know, are we paying her rent for 5 years? Like, what is through her entire recovery? What's happening here?
And starting a new life in a new city after moving across the country in 2020 to escape my emotionally and physically abusive transphobic family. I have not been receiving.
If this lack of support continue, wow, what a bitch. Sorry, don't mean to be rude, but like, this is manipulative language. If this lack of support continues, I'm not going to be able to support myself as I'm pursuing the remainder of my medical transition. This lack of support is really terrible to see, especially knowing that my first surgery is coming up in April 2nd, 2022. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. How did you, where are you getting the surgery done? How are you going to move if you've scheduled the surgery? I don't understand. So you would schedule a surgery in a specific spot. Are you moving after the fact? You showed us a vehicle. It makes it seem like you live out of a car. I feel like that's not true. I really don't know what else to do right now other than to continue to spread awareness about my campaign and encourage others to actually take action by donating to the campaign in my videos. Listen, I can understand trying to raise money, but it seems like this person doesn't even work an actual job. Like, listen, bro, check this out. Hot take, trans people are people, and they can work jobs, okay? I was in a store today, and there was a trans person as a cashier. You know, she was pretty cute. Anyway, not the point of the story. The point is, you can get a fucking job, bro. Oh, sorry, sis. I call everybody bro. Don't mean to be invalidating. Just because I'm married doesn't mean I can't identify when somebody's cute. Okay, give me a fucking break. Like, I'm not saying I want to do anything with them. I'm just saying, like, okay, somebody could be attractive. I don't have to, you know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus Christ. God, you guys are so mean. You're so mean, bro.
Any donations. The lack of support is honestly heartbreaking to see.
She's gonna read
putting
it.
Everyone's efforts into this campaign and my future at risk with my first 2 surgeries happening this year.
Your consultation on Wednesday, 1:12 with Dr. Michelle. Hey, Debbie, it was a pleasure speaking with you just now. Per our conversation, I wanted to forward along a link with a website for more information and financial options we offer. Interesting. I'm going to kind of check this out really quick. Interesting that they went to, so this is the website that she linked to us inside of here right here. It's interesting that she went to California. I mean, I guess that's a more inclusive area. I'm assuming that what I looked up was probably like reasonable. Okay. Wait a minute. This doesn't make any sense. So maybe I'm wrong. Because this is Beverly Hills, right? BeverlyHills.com, Beverly Hills, whatever. But on this map, it says that she's starting in California and going to New York. Am I missing something here? Are they just trying to say this is the distance I've traveled? Am I wrong? Yeah, that's where she said she moved from her parents, but in here it's like a little questionable because it looks like, hey, I'm moving from the California area to New York. This seems to be the way that she's moving. Unless she just moved already and decided that this was where it starts and ends. I don't know. There's a lot of questionable shit going on here.
Family.
Wait, so if she moved from Washington, wait, I'm so confused. I feel like BevHills.com like resources for whatever surgery is happening in Beverly. Bro, it literally says the fucking, okay, I have to move myself. Right down here. This is where they're located, Beverly Hills office. Where's the other office? There's no other office, it doesn't look like. I'm confused, bro. Where did she say she had to move from? This just seems like a little questionable here.
Physically abusive transphobic family. I have not been receiving any donations. The lack of support is on the transition. The negative attention I've been battling for nearly 3 weeks because I have to crowdfund to support myself as I medically transition and start a new life in California is not right.
Yeah, they're starting a life in California. What the fuck? I don't know, man. It seems bizarre. I feel like also if you were escaping your family, why go? I don't know. I guess California is inclusive, but it's also very expensive. It seems like, I don't know. Listen, because of how bro, this person seems to be kind of like dishonest about it, asking for an incredible amount of money. It seems like she wants an excuse to go to California. You know? And like maybe they're scheduling surgeries as well. But this comes off as incredibly disingenuous.
My followers and everyone willing and able to donate to please visit the link in my biography to support and download, repost, and share my videos across all your platforms. I need to reach my full goal as soon as possible. A lot is at risk right now.
Shut the fuck up. A lot is at risk right now. Shut up.
Medically transitioning has put great strain on my personal and professional life, and healing from these
I wonder why people fell for this. Do you not see her eyes? She's reading off of a script.
Surgeries.
Like, it's so obvious. And like, I understand writing down what you want to say before you say it, but guys, I'm fighting for my life right now. And then you're like reading off of like a script. It's like, well, that doesn't come off as particularly genuine. What are you talking about?
Recovery is going to take
And hasn't she already been giving like 90 grand before this 250? This is just crazy.
a lot out of my life. I don't know what people don't understand about that. This is a very tough situation, and people on the internet aren't just going to tear me down. Please donate today and head over to my page to share my upload. Please donate today and head
But they're even telling you that if you put it on Instagram, to make it a reel, not a story, and use hashtags. Shut the fuck up, asshole.
over to my page to share my uploads. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Hey everyone.
Okay, let's see what the other content is.
Hey everyone. My name is Debbie, and I'm a transgender woman fundraising to support myself.
Oh, it's the same plug.
And getting settled in a new.
So what seems to be happening here? Let's see.
Hey everyone. My name is Debbie, and I'm a.
Okay.
Hey everyone. My name is Debbie. Hey everyone. My name is Debbie. Hey everyone, my name is Debbie, and I'm a transgender woman fundraising to support.
Okay, I'm just gonna start moving on when I see this picture. Okay.
Hey everyone, my name is Debbie, and I'm a transgender woman fundraising to support my transition. Thank you so much. Without your donation, sharing my story. Hey everyone, my name is Debbie, and I'm a transgender. Hey everyone, my name is Debbie, and I'm a transgender woman fundraising to support myself as I pursue the remainder of my transition and start a new life in a new city away from my.
No, we're not gonna get it. Okay, so what seems to be happening here? Let's scroll down a bit.
My name is Debbie, and I'm
a
black
transgender. Oh my god, it's just been a constant plug.
Hey everyone, my name is Debbie, and I'm a black transgender woman who took a huge risk to move across the country last summer to Los Angeles to escape my emotionally and physically abusive transphobic family to pursue my medical transition and professional career.
Oh my god, I can't believe people fell for this. Just the fact that she asked for so much money is fucking incredible to me. And then people were like, "Yeah, that makes sense. You definitely need $250,000 to get $50,000 worth of surgeries and move across the country." Come on, dude, this is crazy. Hey, my name is Debbie.
I'm a black transgender woman and back with a very urgent, time-sensitive update about my larger fundraising campaign for my medical transition. I can't keep making the same videos over and over again, and I feel really depressed and discouraged about the lack of support for my fundraiser.
Bro, she's been doing this for such a long time. How did people like fall for this shit? Like, this is one of those really unfortunate things because there are people like, listen, there are people with that probably need the surgery from a mental perspective, right? Listen, I think that trans surgery should be covered. I do. I think that there's a massive mental health link for some people when it comes down to getting the surgery that they need. I understand that. But this person is being so manipulative, and all their videos are, "Hey guys, it's me, Debbie." Where's the work part? What do you do for work? What are you doing to try to help yourself while you're asking for other help? Because it just seems like, right, dude, right here. This is like the total cost of their surgeries. What the fuck? So what is it? 55,000? Maybe this is this is 8,000. So let's say 65,000. Why the fuck are you asking for 250 grand? What the fuck? Because it looks like these are all the surgeries that she said that she needs. She's a musician. Go fuck yourself. Fuck you. Listen, that's a hobby, unless you're making money. It's not a career, okay? I hate when people are like, "Yeah, I'm an aspiring musician, and I also bum out at my parents' house." Not for nothing. I doubt, like, listen, not to be that asshole. It's quite possible this person was abused. More reasonable that they're just, like, looking to move away from their parents because their parents are bothering them about getting a job. Could be wrong. But this person doesn't really deserve good faith. It's incredible. Like, this person...
Hey everyone, my name is Debbie and I'm a black...
Bro, shut up, Debbie. You're an asshole. Holy shit. I guess this is working out. Okay.
Pride Month. My name is Debbie and I'm a black transgender woman who moved across country to Los Angeles to escape my emotionally and physically abusive family. I am fundraising to finally...
It's really interesting that this individual talks about how they're fundraising because they need things to get done, but they have like really nice nails. And I do understand the concept of poor people with less money still, you know, liking to look good and whatnot. But like, I don't know, it comes off as kind of dishonest when you're like, "Hey, my name's Debbie. I have like really expensive things associated with myself. Please give me money." It's like, well, okay, well, what the fuck, bro? Especially since people have given you 6 times, it seems like, the amount of money you actually need.
Hey everyone, my name is Debbie and I'm a black trans...
I don't know, Debbie. You seem like a fucking bullshit artist. This is pretty sad. This is really sad because, you know, there are so many trans people who are too afraid to ask for help. There are a lot of trans people who are too afraid to ask for help because they feel like they're embarrassed because it's still so hard to come out with the fact that they're trans. And there's so many people that actually have, like, you know, I'm sure this person has gender dysphoria, but they actually feel like so much stress associated with it that they question themselves every single day and their own life. And that's a horrible thing. And Debbie just makes them look like fucking assholes. Like, she just ruins the entire narrative around trans people. This is really just a lesson that it doesn't matter what, anybody can be a piece of shit. Okay. Anybody can be an asshole. Okay. Even trans people can be dickheads. But obviously, we should make sure we understand that, like, not everybody is a Debbie. Trans people are, Debbie doesn't represent all trans people. Debbie's a fucking asshole. You're an asshole, Debbie. Fuck you. I can't believe this shit.
And I'm a black transgender woman fundraising for my medical transition. This morning, I woke up to a massive amount of hate online.
Oh, they woke up. This is when they woke up to a massive amount of hate. This is when they got exposed. Bitch, shut up and get a job. I call him a dirty whore, but, you know, whatever, man. You're an asshole. I'm still struggling to reach my full goal. Black trans voices continue to get ignored by people with large platforms and privilege. Oh, this is so shitty because they're using like listen, there are very real issues associated with being black and being trans, and there's especially an issue with being a black and trans. That's probably the most marginalized group in America is black trans women, okay? This person is aware of that, and they're weaponizing that social narrative for money, right? They're not saying, "Hey, like, I genuinely need help. I'm a marginalized group and I'm struggling. They're saying, hey, I'm a marginalized group and struggling, so I'm going to beg people for money and they're going to give it to me because they've made how much money? They've probably have enough money to do 3 surgeries by now. It's crazy. And it's so hard to call this out because it's like, hey, I think you're just weaponizing a social narrative. People are like, oh, you're a racist. It's like, well, but now we seem to have proof. They are doing that. It's really sad because you're making a lot of other people look bad. Okay. That's just ratio, Deborah. Well, some of these are transphobic, but okay. Why?
I've reached the Black Lives Matter crowd, except black transgender women, are really upset online. The DaBaby, Shy Glizzy, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj fans are very upset right now because
it just seems like people are probably people when somebody does a bad thing, like for instance, it seems like people found out that they were dishonest. That's when people decide that they can be bigoted at the same time. It's actually people don't like to just insult somebody for be like, oh, hey, you're a bad person. They like to dig into you. So like if you're black and you do something wrong, they'll be like, you're a black asshole. Or you're a trans asshole. So people are using this as an excuse to be bigoted, which is not right. But bad operators calling her out in the incorrect way doesn't invalidate the necessity of a call out.
Hey everyone, my name is Debbie.
I want to see something.
Hey everyone, happy Pride Month.
What's really interesting is that they seem to have gotten some surgeries.
Online. Not only was I physically attacked by my own family member before moving here to Los Angeles, California, I was attacked on 3 separate occasions by transphobic males while living here. The police ended up being involved in my family altercation, and I struggled to find work due to what was put on my criminal record at that time. Before launching my own business in June of 2020, and finally following my dream to become a musician. The last time I was assaulted, I was illegally detained by LAPD for 2 days after being treated for my injuries in a hospital. I was kept in between 3 different men's jails across Los Angeles before finally being released from LAX courthouse, awaiting a trial that never even happened.
Wait, why did they get arrested in LA?
I'm really suffering right now and struggling to survive.
They talk about getting arrested in New York. But...
And I'm constantly being targeted every day because of the person I am. I need all of the transgender allies to band together and support this video by sharing this as much as possible and duetting on TikTok. I truly believe that we can do this if we come together collectively, as I see it being done all the time. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you click the link above to support this campaign.
Wait, so it sounds like this person moved and then started asking for money. To those of you who have been supporting me in my journey through my medical transition, thank you so much. Without your donations, sharing my story, and kind words, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wanted to come on here again to share my full story so that you can all understand why I've raised money across different fundraisers and as the ultimate effort to provide complete transparency. It's good that you're doing this now after you've been called out, because that usually makes more sense, right? Okay. Regarding my 2 safe housing fundraisers, the first safe house fund was created shortly after I moved to LA, as I was renting an apartment in Echo Park. However, I began to feel unsafe as people started to call the police on me for noise complaints because of my career as a professional musician. Okay. Okay, so this motherfucker was being loud as shit, playing worthless, shitty music. She started to feel, this isn't crazy how they started to feel unsafe because they were making too much noise and the cops had to get called. I do understand that, I guess I couldn't personally understand, but I can understand why people are afraid of the police, especially as a black person. But again, this just feels like, weaponizing. It's like, well, I'm black, so I'm afraid of the police. I'm sure it happens, but they're only afraid of them because they're doing a bad thing and they're having somebody called on them. It's crazy. I felt unsafe. I decided to leave and look for somewhere else to live, but that did not go as I planned. I lost my ID and credit card. By December, I was homeless. I slept outside on the street the first night because it was all weekend. And all organizations I slept outside on the street the first night because it was the weekend and all organizations that could try to help were closed. Hold on. This doesn't make any sense. So first and foremost, it doesn't make sense that they would have to sleep on the street because they got the cops called on them for being too loud. They could still sleep in their apartment. So it's probably fake. They probably didn't actually leave. They probably looked for somewhere else to stay, but there's no way that they had to leave. Unless they were ordered out because they were being so obnoxious. Because it's incredibly difficult to break a lease. Okay. The second night, I wandered the streets, and it was so cold. The following Monday, I connected with a transgender organization in Los Angeles. The first put me in a dirty motel, and then a hostel as I waited to retrieve my ID and new card. Okay. At the hostel, sorry. I thought they spelled hotel wrong. Hostel. I was assaulted for the first time by a heavy set of transphobic men. By a heavy set trans man. Interesting. Oh, transphobic man. Wouldn't it be a trans hostel? Okay. Those four. I mean, the only reason I'm so skeptical is because this person is so full of shit that, like, nothing that they say is probably true. Those 4 weeks were some of the most traumatic of my life. I started the fundraiser at the time because this actually does happen, but like they're lying so much. It's like, how much do we expect to be true? Like, I'm not particularly empathetic towards somebody who's harvesting money out of people. I started the fundraiser at the time to keep me safe while I searched for a new apartment. It took me a few weeks to search and find a place to live, but I found one at the beginning of March. Unfortunately, I couldn't move in it until May. My first housing fund started to lose traction and receive no support. I started a second one when I discovered the Los Angeles LGBT Center was pulling out of an agreement to cover my first month's rent. My property. Why did they do that? Why did the center pull out of the agreement to cover your first month's rent? Like, what are they transphobic too? Like, why did they do that? What motivated them? Did they go, oh, this woman has $250,000 or something? Like, what has motivated them to pull that out? My property manager also requested 2 months of rent up front as I was still building credit at the time. Okay. They would be racist, right? All the funds donated to the second fund went to solving this problem and helped me cover rent as struggling to get in Los Angeles. I wonder how much money those original funds pulled in. We'd have to know that. Because they might have gotten a lot of money. And then they're like, oh, it wasn't enough, you know? Helped me cover rent, struggling in LA, hurt me very badly financially. My third housing fund was created at the end of... So it's interesting that they stayed in LA. They went... Dude, this to me screams that this person actually thinks that they're a musician, which they're probably not very good. Which, listen, it's fine. Do a hobby while working an actual job. And so they wanted to go to LA because LA is the place to go if you want to be any type of an influencer kind of a person. So they're like, I'm going to go to LA and I'm going to show them my music and I'm going to blow up. And so I need money to go this way. And maybe there was some abuse associated with their family, but they decided specifically to go to LA. They specifically decided to go all the way to California and live in an incredibly expensive area instead of going into a less expensive area. Right. And now they're like, I have to stay in this place that cost me $2,500 a month. And somehow they made it work. Instead of moving somewhere else, because like we don't, they moved from New York. They could have moved anywhere, you know. They could have moved. I moved 2 hours outside of LA where it's cheaper, so I can go there when I need to get like surgery. I don't know. When I started to have a bit of trouble again recovering from the 6-month period of struggling to get settled, I was behind 2 months on rent, and that was going on 3. All the funds donated went to covering overdue rent and helped me gain much needed stability. I was always 100% transparent with my doctors about my situation and my frequent updates, and I'm grateful they were understanding and willing to support. Regarding my transition and survival facial feminization surgery and transition, not for nothing, but if like you're somebody who was like, desperate for money, I kind of doubt that you would be like, yeah, let me get surgeries first. Like you probably wouldn't do that. Maybe you would because you're facing a lot of dysphoria, but I kind of feel like you're very dishonest, so you probably had more money than you're letting on. But I could be wrong. Regarding my transition and survival facial feminization surgery and transition fundraisers, my first transition and survival fund was created in 2020 of June. I have stated in explicit detail in the description and my videos on TikTok that I moved across the country to LA to escape my emotionally and physically abusive family and fundraising to support my medical transitions and basic survival needs to help me start a new life in a city away from my unsupportive, abusive family. So the constant reinforcement that they had supported an unsupportive and abusive family while addressing how they seem to be siphoning money out of people unjustifiably seems to be a manipulation tactic. With the funds raised, I was able to cover basic survival needs. Is that like really good nails? Like, because you had your nails like perfectly done. I don't know. I just feel like the priorities are lost here. Like I had to cover my basic needs, guys. I had to cover like my basic needs. What is this? What the fuck are these things? Is this a basic need? I just feel like these were probably, I don't know what the fuck that is. It looks expensive. What basic need? What about the red light camera that you decided was a basic need? What about like these clothes? Like, are these? It seems like this person funneled the money into try to being a fucking musician. I don't know, dude. You know, I'm just saying, what basic needs? We have like a brand new set of nails every so often. Listen, nails are expensive. I pay for my wife's nails now. She usually didn't get them done. Now she wants to feel pretty. I love her to death, so good for her. So she's getting them done. This shit's fucking expensive, bro. I wouldn't be getting no fucking nails. Not if I didn't have money, bro. I don't know, dude. It just feels like there's like a pattern here. There's a trend of spending ridiculous amounts of money on things that you don't need. A lot of very expensive looking outfits. I don't know, dude. It comes off as very dishonest. Let's keep going with this thing. What was the name of her music YouTube? Debbie Crankin? Okay, we'll look at that a little later. How far into we get? Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Basic needs. Secure transportation to move across the country to start the process of medically transition, like freezing sperm, securing hormone conversion therapy medication, and to cover the costs of other gender-affirming care. However, the fundraiser never received constant support. I was always making little to no progress with Twitter as my only sharing option. This fundraiser stopped receiving constant support. My second transition funding page was created when my followers encouraged me to create a separate page due to loss of traction. It just seems interesting that I don't know how it works, and maybe I'm just wrong, but it seems like rather than trying to advocate for like the core fund, they take the money, they stop the fund, and they make a new one to make it seem like they didn't lose any money. That seems like more what's actually happening. I stopped receiving support, and I thought it was a good idea. I deducted the amount I had raised from my original transition and survivor fundraiser and continued the campaign. See? They took the money out and they started a new campaign to say, like, hey, guys, I haven't really gotten any money, or at least to suggest to us that they haven't. So you're like, oh, my God, there's only got $2,000. This is so expensive. But for all we know, she raised $40,000 at this point. The intent of the fundraiser is the same. I moved across the country to LA to escape my emotionally and abusive blah, blah, blah family fundraising. Shut the fuck up. My medical transitions and basic survival needs to help me start a new life in a new city away from my unsupportive, abusive family. Again, listen, I could be empathetic to that because I'm sure that's something that does happen. I know it is, especially with Black trans women. But the constant reinforcement while trying to siphon money out of us is so dishonest that I just don't care. You know, the advocation for something that's possible that it happened is completely lost in the fact that you're trying to siphon money out of people. And the fact that you constantly bring it up is a manipulation tactic. It's fucking crazy. The funds raised will help to support me as I pursue my breast augmentation, bottom surgery, which can be very expensive, aftercare for these products, to continue my hormone conversion therapy, as well as a voice training and other gender-affirming care I mentioned on the description of my campaign. Regarding my facial feminization surgery fundraiser, when I left my doctors in July of 2021, I received an itemized bill for my facial feminization and tracheal shave procedures. It turned out to be a lot more than I expected, and I didn't have enough money to cover the procedures or my operating room anesthesia fees and aftercare needs. These surgeries are extremely in high demand. The closest date available was September 22nd, 2021, at the end, and the next far into 2022. I put down $4,000 deposit on the surgery. At that point, I felt like I needed to prioritize the surgery. I wanted to move forward as soon as. How did you have $4,000 to put out there when you're jobless, a professional musician full of shit? The Debbie facial feminization surgery raised $64,000. That's insane. There's no way it costs that much. Facial. How much does this cost? It apparently. I guess it depends on how much you're getting done. $25,000 apparently. Wait, so apparently it could cost $25,000 for this. For facial feminization surgery altogether, but they raised $64,000 for that one apparently. Oh my God, this is so annoying. But they raised $64,000. That's fucking bizarre, dude. What the fuck? Wait, so why do they need that much money? That's just insane. All right, let's see. get back to this thing here. The funds raised will help to support me and my breast, to pursue my breast augmentation bottom surgery. We can very expensive Medicare product. Blah, 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 blah. I received my itemized bill. Okay. Or that I wanted to move forward as soon as possible. Okay. I was unable to meet the full goal in time, and unfortunately, I had to move the surgery date to the 2nd to 2020. However, the funds have been secured, and I'm having... Okay, so they secured the funds. I don't know, dude. It seems like they're getting money, and then they're using it. And something else, and then they're like, oh, I need more money. That sounds like what's happening. Many of the donors have been extremely generous, understanding, and supportive. I'm so grateful for many who have helped me get to this point. I know many others don't have the network that would allow them to raise money that I have. Thank you for sticking with me while we work towards this fundraising goal. Yeah, so they're still raising money. They have more than enough money. This is very expensive, but they've raised an incredible amount of money, and they're continuously like asking for more. Okay, let's see what we got here. Reloading the making of Debbie Crankin. Is this the song? What the fuck is this?
My name is Debbie Crankin. I'm a 22-year-old singer-songwriter, music producer, and audiovisual artist. Music is the most important thing in my life.
I feel like you're none of those things because you don't make money doing them. Okay.
Music is the only thing that brings me real joy in this life. I began making music when I was 16 years old. At the time, I was creating documentary films, recording, editing, and creating the sound design for each piece that I created. Some of my friends in high school approached me about creating a band after a few tweets about posting a band were sent online. The lineup would change a few times.
Apparently the first one for housing raised $10,000. $10,000 for housing?
After its creation, I was the lead singer and I played guitar. I would go to shows in Washington, D.C. and watch some of my favorite artists play. I would turn to my friends and think that I could make music like this, if not better someday. We created a few songs before deciding to go our own separate ways.
They're so boring. They're just so boring and deadpan.
I became more interested in the compositions that I was creating on my own, singing, playing bass, electric guitar, and drums. I started to...
What's interesting is that they created this documentary themselves. Nobody else did this. This was they themselves. This is incredible. Wait, so this was... Okay, this is very, very, very important because this video was released in August of 2021. This whole entire thing that they've orchestrated, seems like stock footage of people playing music from who fucking cares or knows. This video, though, this is a very nice space that they're in, which either means that they actually live here, or what's more likely is they rented people to film, and they rented a location to record, and they have a script. This is insane. And like, where do you think the money actually went? Oh, I'm going to make a documentary about myself. How did people look at this and not go, wow? Like, what the fuck? This is a scam. What is this person using the money we're giving them? How could they afford all of this? You know, especially if she got her makeup done, like by a professional, very expensive.
The sound design for each piece that I created. Some of my friends in high school approached me about creating a band. The lead singer and I played guitar. I would go to this, if not better someday. We created a few songs before deciding to go our own separate ways. I became more interested in the compositions that I was creating on my own, singing, playing bass, electric guitar, and drums. I started to really alienate myself from the people that I was around other than my romantic partners and just getting super immersed into the sound that I was creating. In the summer, I decided...
Wait, okay, so they started alienating themselves from everybody around them? Okay.
To take a year off from school to focus on my passions. I worked behind the scenes for artists like Taylor Swift, Jay-Z, and Beyonce.
Or in what capacity? What do you do to work for them? And if you do actually work for Jay-Z and Beyonce, why don't you have the money to do this yourself? What are you talking about?
At these huge sold-out shows at FedEx Field, which is a stadium that houses around 82,000 people. These were the experiences that I was exposed to at a young age. I'll never forget the electricity I felt in the building those nights. I could feel this tingling in my body after I got home from the shows after they were over. So I started
what the fuck?
to create a foundation with my demos in the hopes that I would be able to shape a sound with that kind of scale. When I began to discover that I'm transgender, my family started to treat me different for dressing in women's clothes. I was kicked out shortly after I began experimenting with my appearance. I lived in Ohio for a few months, and then I moved to Richmond and spent some time living in a college campus with musicians that were also pursuing their degrees. I was always looking for people that...
Wait, so she had moved away from her family already and went to Ohio? Wait, okay. This is so incredibly important. They make it seem like they went from New York to California instantly. And like it seems like they actually got kicked out of their house, but I wouldn't doubt that. But like they show this fucking map to try to get us to think that they were like they're moving from New York to California, but they went to Ohio at some point. I can't find the map. Oh, it's probably in the beginning. But they went to they went to Ohio. So like they've been out of the house for a while. That seems like a new car. Maybe they rented it. Yeah, they've been out of there for a while. There's something weird going on here.
Found interest in the same things that I did, creating my own visuals and sound accompaniment. A girl named Melissa that would hang out around the house told me about this experimental generative art studio that has locations based in Washington, D.C., Miami, and New York City. I decided to move back to Maryland to pursue an internship at their Washington, D.C. location. About this experimental creating degrees. I was always looking for people that with that kind of scale. When I began to discover that I'm transgender, my family started to treat me different for dressing in women's clothes. I was kicked out shortly after I began experimenting with my appearance. I lived in Ohio for a few months, and then I moved to Richmond and spent some time living in a college campus.
They were in Ohio and Richmond, Virginia, right?
With musicians that were also pursuing their degrees. I was always looking for people that found interest in the same things that I did, creating my own visuals and sound accompaniment. A girl named Melissa that would hang out around the house told me about this experimental generative art studio that has locations based in Washington, D.C., Miami, and New York City. I decided to move back to Maryland.
So when she says move back to Maryland, it's like, when did you live in Maryland? You never mentioned you've lived in Maryland, did she? No. It sounds like what you said, you're from New York, so now are you from Maryland? I'm so confused.
To pursue an internship at their Washington, D.C. location. I worked there for free during the summer and into the fall before finally receiving a paid position. There I was exposed to a new medium of art in the form of installations that incorporated coding and virtual and augmented reality into their monthly exhibits.
What does that mean?
It's fascinating because the space only existed for about 3 years at that point, and it was very interesting to be a part of something like that, especially in its early stages of development. I enjoyed teaching the guests how to use technology with the pieces that utilized augmented reality. However, after a month of work, I was let go from the company. A few weeks later,
there seems to be a pattern of them getting let go in some capacity. I was in an apartment. They called the police on me in LA. I got let go from this company. This sounds like somebody who doesn't really work with authority particularly well. And they just because this makes no sense. They left their house that was by their account abusive, and then they moved somewhere else, and then they were functioning for a while, and then they stopped functioning, and then eventually they decided to go to fucking California to live out their musician dream. This is insane. This seems like so dishonest. I wonder if they're actually going to get the surgeries ever.
Coronavirus turned the world into like this barren, empty, lonely place, and virtually all businesses were shut down due to the virus. I applied to hundreds of jobs, but
Is that what happened? Wait, the businesses got shut down? Okay, that's possible.
heard nothing back after attending many interviews.
Well, now I imagine things are back up and people are looking for work, so okay.
I spent much time living in isolation in like this small room in the National Harbor, Maryland. I decided to make a few tracks after saving up enough money for a drum machine and a MIDI controller.
So they probably were on unemployment for a long time. Because unemployment was a lot of money. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. You get a lot of money from unemployment. Then they ended the unemployment shit. And then they decided they needed to start scanning people. So drum machines can cost like up to $1,300. Okay.
I made a few songs, but none of them really stood out to me or had like this identity about them that grabbed me. So I decided to keep making songs, and then on the night of April 20th, 2020,
this whole entire thing is orchestrated. They had to get somebody to do all these shots and stuff.
That's the night I created No Turning Back, and that's the day that I really do think Debbie Crankin was born.
What does No Turning Back mean?
When I think of No Turning Back, I think of like this 60-foot tall, pale alien with strobe lights and lasers. It may come across as idol worship in a sense of like this figure that embodies all of the things that I will mention. When you're creating a symbol, you're creating something that like withstands the test of time. When I created the song, it was for an art installation, a three-dimensional piece that is site-specific and designed to alter the viewer's perception of the space. This means I wanted to explore feelings of being intangible, of being discarnate, disembodied, transcendental, or supernatural. No turning back actually being like this living artifact that's conscious of sound and image. I did not think the song would have words because I was really like a very silent, antisocial kind of person. I was looking for ways to express myself besides using words, and music was the language that I discovered to...
For a silent, antisocial person, they talk a lot.
...express the feelings that, you know, I experience in my life. In my art, I like to definitely explore the concept of technological singularity, disembodied states of consciousness, time, multiple realities, and powerful world intelligence. When I wrote the song, I was battling the aftermath of a violent family altercation, and I was displaced from the only home I had ever known at a young age. I was always criticized for my interest in dissolving social normality and embracing things that would be considered untraditional. I'm sure they considered me as the black sheep, or, you know, they would call me the devil or something like that, or say that I was possessed by Satan. I fully embraced the role, though, and decided to reject the light.
Would they actually call you that? Hold on.
I'm sure they considered me as the black sheep, or, you know, they would call me the devil or something like that, or say that I was possessed by Satan. I fully embraced the role, though, and decided, you know, they would call me...
The only reason it's like, did they actually say that, or is she speculating that they would say that?
Untraditional. I'm sure they considered me as the black sheep, or, you know, they would call me the devil or something like that, or say that I was possessed by Satan. I fully embraced the role, though, and decided to reject the light that they tried to embody. There's certainly a charge of breaking away from standard models in my music. I feel like some people will never fully realize themselves and their truest potential, because it's like they cater to these evolutionarily ingrained constructs that you have to be a part of a family unit or something like that. Music became like my children, the thing I would birth, nurture, and then watch grow and transform in the world. I have always been interested in the idea of like a brain neural interface. With something like this, you would be able to regulate the electrical synapses that occur in the brain, and, you know, of course, the idea of ultimately reaching the goal of uploading one's consciousness into a computer is very fascinating. When I decided to leave my family and move to Los Angeles, California, I was attracted to artificial intelligence, the technology being developed here in the state of California, and also the opportunities that are here. People would always tell me that your music should be about your story. However, I have always found it difficult to conceptualize these ideas that cover unimaginable stretches of time.
Okay, great. So let's see the shop now. Oh, it's Shopify is currently unavailable. Great. Debut LP. Yeah, this sure does. Okay. What is this? Debbie Crankin is an orchestra's electrical dance and alternative rock project. 3 campaigns. They're looking for $500,000 to debut a fucking an LP. What is an LP? A song? What the fuck? And it's a flexible goal, which means they get it regardless. Here's their Patreon. $5 for thank you. Okay. Nobody's buying into it. It's good for them. Wow. Okay. This person seems like a scumbag. Right?
My name is Debbie, and I'm a transgender woman.
Shut the fuck up, Debbie. You're annoying. What's interesting is that their entire TikTok is full of, like, begging for money.
Hey everyone, my name is
But
Debbie.
none of it's full with their music. I haven't seen anything.
Hey everyone, my name is Debbie, and I'm a black...
Look at this.
Hey everyone.
Look at this. They're getting their makeup professionally done. This is expensive. This is very expensive to get your makeup professionally done. Debbie's getting her makeup professionally done right now, but they don't have enough money to survive or live anywhere, but they're getting their makeup professionally done. I feel like this is something that we really need to reinforce about how expensive this is. This comes off, I don't understand how people fell for this. She's getting her makeup professionally done, which is very expensive, while begging for money for surgeries. I don't fucking understand. How do people even buy into this in the first place? Also, I'm pretty sure this is a $25 mirror, because I have it. Like Jeffree Star or something. I don't know. It's really expensive though. This is crazy. This is insane.
My name is Debbie, and I'm a black...
There isn't like a single, like, where's your video? Transition fund. Okay.
Hey everyone, my name is Debbie.
Where's the time's been
Everyone,
running out since fucking October 9th, apparently, of 2021. Where's your one? Where's your song? Okay, so this is the professionally shot thing. It's crazy how this person is just siphoning money out of people in every single video, isn't even really showing her music. This is nuts. And your music sucks, probably. Jesus Christ, bro. I'm fucking full. Is this it?
Everyone, check out this gallery of manga art.
Okay, this is a gallery of manga art. Great, thank you. Fan art. Okay, you're so fucking weird. It's like a weeb. Transgendered weebo. What is that? That's what they call anime nerds. Weeaboo? I don't know. Begging for money every other fucking day. Holy shit. She's just trying. I mean, honestly, though, she's just trying to steal money from people. I'm surprised people fell for it. Because looking at this page for like 3 minutes, yeah, full of shit. You guys should have really done your research. I don't really feel that. I mean, like, listen, I do feel bad for the people who donated. But, yo, this was like a scam a mile away. Constantly uploading about how they need money. That should have been a trigger, bro. That should have been like, oh, you know what? She's a fucking asshole. Crazy shit, bro. Crazy shit. This is insane.
In this video, I'm going to be talking about Zaya Persian, who's been actively spreading lies about me on the internet.
Okay, I don't get to clear a bitch very often, so today's my lucky day. Also, it's pronounced Zaya Persian. Thank you. But if you're confused, that was Debbie, and I recently exposed her for scamming over $350,000 from people on GoFundMe. Now, Ms. Deborah
350 grand. Holy shit.
lied, manipulated, and guilt-tripped thousands of people into donating hundreds of thousands of dollars to multiple GoFundMes, which she claimed she needed to complete her medical transition because she's a transgender woman like myself. And even though Debbie has used some of the money for transitioning, she's using most of it to buy luxury items, a luxury car, a luxury apartment, and to fund her so-called music career. So basically, she scammed y'all into letting her live a luxury lifestyle for free.
You lied and said I have an Audi A5. I don't have an Audi A5, so I don't know where the fuck I said I have.
Hate to break it to you, babe, but this is a screenshot from your GoFundMe with the bill of your car payment.
Oh my god.
And it says the color of your car is Mythos Black, which is a custom Audi color.
Is that true?
Plus, the car only has 6 miles, which means it's brand new.
I don't live in Beverly Hills. You
It's true. Mine had 13 miles when it was brand new, I think. I don't know why I remember that.
don't know my address.
You may or may not live in Beverly Hills, but you do live in a luxury apartment somewhere in Los Angeles because your rent is $3,300 a month. And you said that you needed
Is that a luxury apartment in Los Angeles, or is that a hole in the wall? You know, I have no fucking clue. That sounds like probably pretty normal. I don't know.
a car and a place to live for your survival and well-being. But I don't think a brand new luxury car and apartment is required for survival.
I don't have 9 GoFundMe campaigns.
Oh, you don't? Let's see if you can count, Debbie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good job. Not to mention, every single one of the GoFundMes is still active and can still be donated to. Also, someone literally found Debbie's
Oh, she didn't even turn it off.
Reddit account, and right before she started fundraising on GoFundMe, she was on Reddit asking for tips on how to crowdfund, and she said that she needed $200,000 to fund an augmented reality project. So that's why she's asking $65,000 for an apartment. Your rent is $3,300. What do you need $65,000 for? And $375,000 for a transition? That is a ridiculous amount. It does not cost that much to transition. So really, she scammed the fuck out of y'all, and she's using all the extra money to fund her music project, which is this. And every time she goes to the studio, it's $1,900 per day. Also selling a sweatshirt with her name on it for $250. This is her music, by the way. So yeah, she
All right. Where do I donate? That sounds fucking incredible.
clearly scammed y'all to boost her music career.
This little girl just looks crazy as hell in these videos.
Also, I'm not a little girl. I'm a grown woman with integrity, which is something you'll never be. And she's blocking everyone that shows proof she's a scammer. So if you donated to her, you can get your money back by going to the GoFundMe help page.
In this video, I'm going to be talking.
Wow, that's an epic name. All right, my wife said she's ready for my attention, so that's what we're gonna go do.